eventually, I hope. We're back with David Tafuri. He's a former foreign policy advisor to the Obama campaign, former State Department official. So let's talk about results, David. If the goal is a different result under this administration, that there will be some sort of a peace deal. As you reflect on the Obama administrations, what mistakes were made, and how does this president avoid those mistakes?
Well, one mistake is each of the last few presidents who've tried to achieve peace in the Middle East, that includes Obama, Bush, and Clinton, started later in their presidency, really focused on it later in their presidency. If President Trump is focusing on it right now, very early on his presidency, that's a good thing, and that's something different, because this is a very difficult process. And although President Trump has said he doesn't see why we can't have a deal, he's getting more into the details now, and he sees how many areas of disagreement there are between the Palestinians and between Israel. In this speech, there wasn't a discussion of those details, but behind the scenes, there is an initial discussion of those details and trying to get the Palestinians to compromise, trying to get Israel to compromise. We heard some very warm, welcoming comments from Prime Minister Netanyahu. Netanyahu was sure to remind the president that he supports a couple of the things the president has done already, like the missile strikes against Syria, like taking a strong stance against Iran. And then President Netanyahu noted that you just came from Saudi Arabia, you met with the Arab leaders. They can also be helpful to this peace process. The symbolism there is very important. Remember, as you mentioned earlier, this is the first U.S. government official to fly directly from Saudi Arabia to Israel. And you see the symbolism. Can there be a bridge from these Arab leaders that President Trump just met with to Israel? In the room in Saudi Arabia were many of the Arab leaders from countries that Israel considers to be its enemies. Can there be cooperation from the Arab Gulf countries in particular to support a peace process? That would also be something different that really the past presidents, especially President Obama, weren't able to galvanize to support the peace process.
And to be fair, some of those Arab countries also look unfavorably on Israel. So how do you bridge that gap? As you mentioned, some very interesting perspective for us, David. We hope you come back and look forward to our next conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No worries.